New Glenn was designed from the very beginning to be reusable. So even on the very first launch, we try to recover the booster. We will continue to recover the booster on every launch and then reuse those. And that gives us a lot of availability and additional capacity for the launch market.
Lars, thank you so much for joining me today. Let's start with introductions, please. Could you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm Lars Hoffman. I'm the Vice President for National Security Sales at Blue Origin.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Lars. It is a great time to be speaking with you. You all are just coming off of a fantastic success with the launch of New Glenn. It was thrilling to see it. Congratulations, first and foremost.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so curious. What was that like for you all, being at Blue Origin with that great success?
Fantastic. I was there to watch it in person, and you could watch it and you could feel it as the sound hits you a few minutes later. It was fantastic to see. A lot of excitement on the ground and hugely successful first launch.
Just really, what an exciting time for you all.
Yeah.
Lars, since you're here, can you tell me a bit about your department at Blue Origin?
Sure. So National Security Sales covers all of the products and services that Blue Origin offers to the national security space community. And that's where we focus both on the defense side with DoD and primarily U.S. Space Command, Space Force, and on the intelligence community, primarily with the National Reconnaissance Office. So that's the people that we interact with on a regular basis. Their focus is right now, of course, is with our launch capability with New Glenn and with our in-space capability with Blue Ring. So that's where a lot of our conversations are focused.
So how is New Glenn going to set up Blue Origin to work with all these federal agencies?
Well, New Glenn is a new heavy lift launch vehicle entering the market. We have quite a bit of capacity. We have a 7-meter diameter fairing, which is twice the volume of current rockets that are launching national security payloads. So we're going to offer a lot more volume there. We also have very heavy lift capability. We can lift 45 tons to low Earth orbit with New Glenn, which is quite a bit, more than, say, Falcon 9 or Vulcan. And so we feel like this is going to be a welcome addition to the national security launch portfolio. And on the in-space mobility side, Blue Ring is something that's kind of a new entrant to the market. It's highly capable, high-energy maneuverable platform that has the capability to host a bunch of payloads and do a bunch of different missions on any given launch.
It is such an exciting time in space launch right now, and New Glenn's entrance is a very, very long anticipated, and we're all very excited. And I'd love to hear a bit more about Blue's advantage over the competition, because this is really what everybody's talking about right now.
A couple of things. Number one, I mentioned the volume is twice the volume of current fairings that are launching with Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy, or Vulcan. Certainly larger than some of the smaller launched vehicles out on the market. And the heavy lift capacity, so we can deliver a lot of payload orbit on any given launch. But the other thing that sets us apart, we built this rocket to be reusable from the very beginning. I know Falcon 9 is highly reusable now. It wasn't at the beginning, but it is now. And Falcon Heavy is reusable with its boosters coming back as well. New Glenn was designed from the very beginning to be reusable. So even on the very first launch, we try to recover the booster. We will continue to recover the booster on every launch and then reuse those. And that gives us a lot of availability and additional capacity for the launch market.
You all had a great start to the new year. 2025 already started really fantastic. I'm sure there are a lot of really cool plans ahead for us. So what can we expect from Blue Origin this year?
Well, you can expect us to come back with a second launch here in the next couple of months. We are analyzing the first launch, and the data looks really good thus far. So we're anxious to get right on to the second launch, and then a third, fourth, fifth launch throughout the rest of the year. We want to start building up to that regular cadence in 2025 and then continue growing that launch volume, a number of launches in 2026 and going forward in 2027.
And speaking of exciting, we are just about a week out as you and I are speaking from SpaceCom in Florida. It's going to be my first time going, so I'm very excited to be there. And I know Blue's going to be there too. So what are your goals as Blue Origin at SpaceCom this year?
Yeah, it's an exciting conference because it's kind of a hybrid between space mobility and the SpaceCom. We are really excited, of course, to talk all about our New Glenn first launch and plans going forward for New Glenn, like we're doing on this interview, and also to talk about Blue Ring as it serves the space mobility community. On the SpaceCom side of the conference, we're going to be having a lot of engagement with our customers and suppliers, potential suppliers. There's a lot of people that approach us at these conferences that want to partner with Blue, so we're always open to that. Looking forward to it.
Fantastic. Any final thoughts, parting words for our audience today?
We are excited about our first launch, but this is, as you pointed out earlier, the first of many to come. I'd say stay tuned. There's going to be lots of exciting announcements coming out in the near future. We do have a new Shepard launch coming up in the next week. So they'll be hearing a lot more about that and more New Shepard launches to come, both with astronauts and with payloads. I mentioned Blue Ring earlier. We launched Blue Ring Pathfinder on the first launch. We're going to be launching Blue Ring on future launches as well and expanding its impact into the in-space mobility servicing logistics. And then our lunar program, we have committed to launching our lunar lander, the Mark 1 lunar lander, later this year, all the way to the moon. So that will be the largest spacecraft to land on the moon ever. And looking forward to launching that on the New Glenn as well. So a lot of exciting things in 2025 for Blue Origin, and looking forward to sharing that with all the people at SpaceCom.